Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Reverend Candace Shibata. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm so thankful that we're able to gather together in this fashion, although I'm sure we all miss going to the cemeteries together. But I'm so glad that we're able to get together despite being in our homes. But we definitely look forward to gathering at the cemetery next year for our Memorial Day services. And for all the temples, Stockton, Lodi, Walnut Grove, and of course Cortez, we each have our own cemeteries that we usually go to remember all of the soldiers and veterans who died during the war in active duty of serving our country's military. And so I do apologize that we can't get together this year, but I look forward to getting together again next year. Okay, so let me go ahead and share our screen so that everybody could fully participate in today's service as always. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Hopefully everybody can see my screen here. Okay, Memorial Day service, May 30th, 2022. And as always, we do have opening meditation and this, whoop, did I move ahead too far? We have usually the tolling of the bell, but I might have not included it. But however, this is a wonderful way for us to start our service. So we have our opening meditation, and this is always prepared so beautifully by Mrs. Darlene Bagshaw.
Most people are dark.
Please join me in Gospel. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Nama Dabatsu. Nama Dabatsu. Nama Dabatsu. Okay, thank you, Darlene. And I believe, is that Alex playing on the trumpet? I know that he's played it before.
That's a recording of Alex playing the flugelhorn on the on steps. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Darlene, for the beautiful playing of taps and of course our opening meditation. Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen again. Okay. Okay, so we'll be chanting Sambutsuge today. And as always, chanting is our way to receive and hear the Buddha Dharma. And of course, lending our voices in this chanting is an expression of our oneness in the Nembutsu teachings and to praise the Buddha and to show our gratitude for these teachings as well. And hopefully we won't have too many technical difficulties, but I wanted to get a little bit of help today from a recording of beautiful chanting from Reverend Anand Hantanaka, and I believe it was the bishop at the time, Reverend Kodo Uemezu, who were chanting at the Jodo Shinshu Center. And since I'm not here at the temple today, since I am remote, I am getting a little bit of help. So please go ahead and chant along with me at home for the chanting of Sambutsuge, and I'll go ahead and also share this recording as well. Okay, let me stop sharing so that I can get the recording for us as well.
尊地が信行計量心子食読中家業生じ忍者
Okay, thank you everybody, and of course, we appreciate the recording too, which has been a big help. And of course, I think it's nice for everybody to hear the different voices of BCA as well. So I'm glad that you were able to hear that. Let me go ahead and stop my music here. Okay, there we go. And we will continue with the reading of the Jodo Shinshu Creed. So let me share my screen so that you could participate with that as well. And so this might be new for some of you, and this is something that I incorporated in our services online. And I think it's a nice reminder of what we can do as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, and how we can live our lives with the guiding light of Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. And so I welcome you to place your palms together in Gassho as we recite the Jodo Shinshu Creed number 2 together. I affirm my faith in Amida's infinite wisdom and compassion. Reciting the sacred name, I shall live with strength and joy. I shall look to Amida's guiding light. As I reflect upon my imperfect self, I live with gratitude for the perfect compassion which surrounds me at all times. I shall follow Amida's teachings. I shall understand the right path and resolve to spread the true teachings. I rejoice in Amida's wisdom and compassion. I shall respect and help my fellow beings and work for the good of my community. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Okay, so I'd like to take this opportunity to share my Dharma message with all of you. And again, I just wanted to wish everybody a good morning, and thank you for joining me for this Memorial Day service. And if you recall, each service is typically conducted at the cemeteries each year for Memorial Day. However, since the start of the pandemic, we've been meeting online to ensure everyone's health and safety. And we continued this service online this year as well. But I do again look forward to seeing everybody and meeting everyone in person at the cemeteries next year to remember our past loved ones, friends, and fellow Americans who served in the armed forces and who died during war or in active military duty. So one of the reasons too, while we're meeting online, is because I'm in San Diego due to a wedding I was able to conduct yesterday evening for a friend who I have known since growing up in the temple in Stockton, while she grew up in the Buddhist temple in Sacramento. So Shelley and I, we knew each other through our participation in the Young Buddhist Association and through basketball. And we were reunited when I was serving at my first temple, the Berkeley Buddhist Temple. And Shelley was living in Vallejo at the time. So since reuniting with Shelley in Berkeley, we had a few different encounters. So we would occasionally see each other at temple events in Berkeley, but I was also called upon by her family to conduct her maternal grandmother's funeral service in Sacramento. So, of course, this was a very difficult time for her family, which made it even more difficult to gather because of the seriousness of the start of the pandemic when her grandmother passed away. So the grief of losing someone is, again, a very difficult lesson in impermanence, but it can be experienced as even complicated grief due to the circumstances of one's passing, such as not being able to see them when they pass away. And unfortunately, many families, countless families, have experienced this due to the coronavirus. However, this most recent time that I was called upon Shelley for support was when she and her fiance Mike asked if I could officiate their wedding here in San Diego. So it was truly an honor for me to participate in their big day. And maybe for many ministers, sadly, we probably conduct more funerals and memorial services than we do weddings. So, of course, when I'm asked to do a wedding, I'm overjoyed to participate. So, while working with the couple, I learned that Mike, her fiance, also served, or now maybe I should say her husband, served in the Navy, which is why San Diego remained very close to his heart and why this was their beautiful wedding venue, and why we were just at Tom Ham's Lighthouse, if any of you are familiar with San Diego. So you might be wondering why I'm speaking about a wedding during this observance of Memorial Day. So as I was thinking about our past veterans who have died in war and again during active military service, I began to think about why war arises between countries. So in a National Geographic article that I found online, I read that nations go to war for various reasons, prompting military involvement. So it has been argued that wars are fought due to economic, religious, and political reasons. Others have claimed that wars are often fought for ideological reasons. So I'm by no means saying that being married is like entering into war, but I think we can look at the differences that countries and even couples that they might experience that create tension, that can lead to a lack of communication. Then those lead to creating misunderstandings and ultimately result in one party trying to assert themselves by any means possible. And these are usually fueled by the three poisons that we know in Buddhism, such as greed or anger or ignorance. However, Shelley's and Mike's vows and all of their loving words that they shared with each other is something that we as couples can strive for and what's probably needed in societies and countries today. So what was special about Mike and Shelley's wedding is that they honored their unique qualities that made them individuals, and we celebrated these qualities that make them a couple. So these qualities included their unique personalities, and if you read about different love languages, they both have a different love language in the way in which they receive and give love. We celebrated their Filipino American and their Japanese American cultures, and even including their Catholic and Buddhist faiths as well. So when I spoke of marriage during their ceremony, I first spoke about trust and honoring and respecting one another. I also spoke how both Buddhism and Catholicism also speak about oneness and harmony, respect and gratitude, and of course, in marriage, these are also very important. Part of the ceremony included the following words that I'd like to share with you. A life lived in the spirit of oneness will result in a marriage of peace and harmony. Mutual respect for one another will lead to a most grateful and joyful life together as a couple. But it's not always easy to live a life of oneness and respect. Oneness and respect means that each of you will be willing to unselfishly live for one another and not for your life alone. True mutual respect comes only from one who has humbled themselves in their hearts to their spouse and to others. It will allow you to live a life of deep appreciation and gratitude, not only for your spouse, but others as well. So I can only imagine a world where all countries and politicians took vows and commitments such as this to conduct themselves with respect and gratitude for each individual life, allowing the people of each nation to live in harmony and in oneness without the fear of war. So near the conclusion of Shelley and Mike's wedding, I presented Shelley with an onenju, since she's Buddhist, and onenju, they encourage us, such as this one, encourage us to be mindful of the Buddhist teachings. And I presented Mike, who is Catholic, with a rosary. And I learned that the rosary helps an individual to count their prayers and to help indicate which prayer is said. And I invited both of them to offer incense and place their palms together in Gasho. And Shelley said the Nembutsu as the name of Amida Buddha as Namo Amida Butsu, while Mike said a silent prayer to himself. So during the time of the Buddha, offering and burning incense was an act of purification. So people would, prior to seeing the Buddha, would light incense. And this burning and offering of incense, it reminds us, of course, of the impermanence of all things as we watch the incense stick burn away into ash. However, the burning of incense allows the fragrance of the incense to give a space one scent and disguises all others. So this scent of incense can also represent one's desire to enter a realm of true equality. Equality and further equity is what each of us deserve in all types of relationships, between couples and friends, between nations and countries. However, I realize that in a world in which our human nature drives us at times with greed and anger and ignorance, equality and equity may seem impossible. However, if we trust ourselves to the Buddha's teaching and to Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion, we can do our very best to create harmony in our lives, which then affects those around us, creating an endless ripple effect as well. And so with our entrusting hearts to Amida Buddha, we are embraced in equality, equity, oneness, immeasurable wisdom and compassion. And it's something that our fallen soldiers, veterans, and all of our loved ones who have been born into the Pure Land are guiding us with every day. So today, as we conduct this memorial service, although online, may we continue to express our sincere gratitude, of course, to all of those brave individuals who served our country. And maybe too, we can vow to live our lives with harmony and respect, understanding, and oneness as well. So to conclude my message, will you please join me in Gassho? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Naman Butsu. Naman Butsu. Okay, so thank you so much for letting me share just a few thoughts and words regarding my experience here in San Diego, and of course, as we remember and honor all of our veterans who have passed away. Okay, so before we conclude today's service, I'd like to do one last recitation of our pledge. And our pledge was written by our Gomonshu, who is the head priest of our Jodo Shinshu School of Buddhism. Okay, so please place your palms together for our pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Okay, thank you, everybody. Okay, so we have announcements. Are there any announcements for today from anybody?
I have the announcements for the temple if you'd like.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Okay. So here, I made a PowerPoint, so you folks don't have to look at me. You can look at the PowerPoint. Okay, so first of all, we have our temple-wide cleanup, similar to Omigaki. It is this coming Saturday, June 4th, starting at 9 a.m. We are asking everyone to please come out and help clean the 2 kitchens and other areas indoors and outdoors. And remember, these have not been used for a couple of years, so there's a lot of dust that we need to get rid of. And so the more people we get to come out, the easier the workload is. So please come out if you can. Actually, the RSVP has passed. It was yesterday, but I'm sure if you RSVP today, we can graciously accommodate you at the Yaba Pizza Game Night. This is on June 4th, starting at 5 p.m. This event has been improved for an in-person meeting, so all activities will be indoors in the gym. All temple members and friends are invited at no charge. You need not be a Yaba member to participate, and you can see the flyer in the Karma for details. So join the Dharma School students and teachers in donating not new, they prefer used and cleaned, blankets of any size, including comforters, towels, preferably bath size, and dollars for the Delta Humane Society SPCA of San Joaquin County. This is a no-kill shelter. You may drop off your items at the East Gym entrance on June 12th from 12 to 1 p.m. And I did have an encounter and speak to one of the leaders at the Delta Humane Society. And right now they are extremely short on funds. So any donation you make, I am actually on the BCA Social Welfare Committee, and cats and dogs and little animals being sentient beings as well. They are waiting for our application, and the BCA will match it, which will double any money we collect for the Delta Humane Society. So we are now accepting raffle donations for the Buddhist Church of Stockton 2022 Bazaar. The items that seem to be most popular are store gift cards, new household products, wine, restaurant gift cards, just to name a few. You may drop them up at the church office Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we thank you in advance for your generosity. The Sangha Club is collecting aluminum cans and recyclable plastic bottles. Donations may be left by the white bin under the carport area. Please help keep recyclable bottles and cans out of our landfills while supporting one of our youth organizations. Remember to donate your service offering by mailing it to the church or donating through the church website, which is very simple, www.buddhistchurchofstockton.org. And remember, we have lost a lot of our fundraising abilities, and yet we still have aging buildings and grounds to take care of. So any donation you can make is greatly appreciated. Here's just a list of some of our upcoming events as we are coming to the end of our Dharma School and regular service rotation. So next weekend, we have our Animal Memorial Service and Shoski service. At 11:30, we have a SBWA meeting. And on the 12th, the following Sunday, is our graduation service. Our guest speaker will be Alex Sakata, your current VP of Religious Education. And afterwards, we will have the Dharma School Awards and Scholarship Pickup. That time is not, I don't remember the time, so I put to be determined, but we will be in touch with those that will be coming down to pick things up. And are there any other announcements? If not, we truly thank you for attending today's service to share the Dharma. Please visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search Buddhist Church of Stockton. I checked today, we have 77 subscribers, but we would love to have you join. So have a safe and enjoyable Memorial Day. And now back to Sensei.
Thank you, Darlene. And of course, like the PowerPoints, I think are always nice and helpful. And for maybe some of our new friends who might be joining for the first time, I know we have several probably acronyms and things like that, and just wanted to clue you in regards to some of those and some of our organizations within the temple, just in case you might be interested in joining them. So the BCA refers to the Buddhist Churches of America, which is our national organization that we are under their umbrella. And we referenced many clubs and organizations. So the YABA is the Young Adult Buddhist Association, who's having the pizza game night. And of course, Dharma School refers to our Sunday school program, the educational program for our children. We also have Sangha Club, which is the middle schoolers. And we also have YBA, which is the Young Buddhist Association as well. So if you or maybe any of your friends or family members might be interested in participating in any of our affiliated organizations, please inquire with the office or feel free to reach out to me as well. And I'd like to take this opportunity before we conclude to invite any new Dharma friends who are new to our service. If you would like to introduce yourself, you're more than welcome to do so. You can either unmute or you can say hello in the chat, just so that we have an opportunity to welcome you. And of course, we always invite you to join us either in person when we have our in-person events or online. Okay, so you can feel free to do that at this time if you'd like. And Darlene will look out for you. Okay. Okay, so and of course, if you feel a little bit shy, you can also put it in the chat as well. But thank you to our new Dharma friends who are joining us today. And of course, I'd like to express my appreciation. Hi, Jamie, thank you. From Lodi, oh, wonderful. Thanks for joining us. Okay, of course, I want to express my appreciation to all of you for taking time out of your day to join me for our Memorial Day service. Of course, thank you so much to Darlene and Charlie Bagshaw for your Zoom support and assistance today as well. And again, thank you so much for our new friends who are joining us. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank our loved ones, friends, and of course, all the veterans and individuals who served our country and paid the ultimate cost of either losing their life in war or in active military service. So we, of course, put our palms together and thank them as well. So thank you, everybody. Have a great, wonderful, beautiful day. And we'll see you next Sunday for our animal memorial and our monthly memorial service as we remember all of our friends and loved ones who have passed away in the month of June. Okay, until then, please take very good care, and we'll see you next week.